What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Johnny and welcome back to JN Productions. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at the Alibaba 010X Copycat, or known as the Quickwheel Angel Explorer. I know it's been a I know it's been a little while since I made a video, but in fairness, I did produce and shoot a movie with a bunch of other people, and just overall been busy. But I feel like I'm now finally back to just making videos, and I wanted to get a scooter video out for everyone. So without further ado, here is my overall thoughts on the Alibaba 010X or the Angel Explorer review. Now, it's worth noting that I have hit 300 miles on it, or 311 to be more exact, and I think now is a proper time for me to talk about it because, beforehand, I wasn't really putting a whole lot of mileage on it, so I wanted to really make sure that we could get up to a certain number to which I can give a good review after putting on this amount of miles. Because if I only did 50, that's really not much to say, but now I can give my full, honest opinion of what I think. We're going to have some GoPro footage here going. Here we are at the Great Western Trail, which is my all-time favorite trail to be on. And I just, it was a good test for this scooter because I've yet to put it on, even though I've owned it for quite a few months now. And I'm just going to go ahead and go right off to the bat about the scooter overall. It's amazing. For $1,000, to be more correct, $1,000.80. This is an absolute steal. Now, some people may say, "Oh, you get what you pay for. It's Alibaba. It's dangerous. It's a Chinese scooter." But let's just be real here. I think that this is a very well done scooter, made from the company Quickwheel, and I think it performs very well. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not getting paid to do this. This is just overall my honest opinion. Trust me, when I say something's bad, something's bad. If I say it's good, it's good. So again, not getting paid, but you can check out Chicago Suburban Rides on Facebook if you're around the area for rides, reviews, just tech help, and everything overall. I'll have the link in the description down below. So let me just go ahead and start off on the bat on the pros and just everything that I enjoy about the scooter as a whole. The biggest thing I love about it is actually its design. I know I talked about it in the first video that I made, the unboxing, but the clamp system is seriously incredible. Something that the 010X, the actual brand one, kind of lacks is the original clamp system. You see, it uses two smaller clamps, and that can cause the handlebars to be very, not necessarily janky, but very wobbly. And that's obviously nothing that you want when you're trying to go higher speeds and everything else. However, with this scooter, they have taken care of that situation, and they have instead just did one giant clamp all underneath the handlebars, and it is incredible on how smooth it is. Not only on how smooth it is to unclamp it and clamp it up, but also how smooth for the handlebars are. They don't go anywhere. So I really think that was a huge upgrade for them. Another big thing that I love about the scooter is just how well built it is. When we think of Alibaba scooters, we think of just, a lot of the times it's just copycat after copycat after copycat. It's always the same scooter. It looks all the same like all the other. But this one is very different than all the other ones. And I will say, in terms of quality, it's actually really good. As usual with any of these scooters, and even scooters now, the top display is the exact same. We're using the red and black displays. We have the red and yellow buttons used for dual motors and turbo, which I'm personally not a fan of. I actually really enjoy the newer ones that they make, but with these types of scooters, it's to be expected. But the actual build quality itself for the scooter as a whole is really well done. With the 010X, there were spring shocks. These ones have air shocks. The wiring is the most shocking part. A lot of times these Alibaba scooters, or really any of these scooters overall, the wiring's all over the place. Maybe it's not exactly well wrapped around. But here, it's perfect. Everything is just precisely put in a specific place so that it's not exposed. And I love it that they have all the wiring going underneath the, whatchamacallit. They have it going underneath the mudguard instead of putting it on the side of the scooter. Because a lot of times they'll just put it on the sides and go into a hole with some hot glue. Here they did it right by having it going underneath, zip tying it, then it goes into just one giant hole. That's exactly how it should be, just so all the wires are in place, and when you have to work, if you do have to work on it, they'll just be all right there for you. Next thing we can talk about is the brakes. These were actually a concern of mine because they're Diceland brakes, and they were on my previous scooter, the Torsour X13. And I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I'm an honest person, they weren't that good. They actually kind of sucked. So when I heard they were gonna be on this scooter, I was very, very nervous. I was really worried that I was not gonna like them, and most likely I'm gonna have to replace them. But to my surprise, these types of Diceland brakes are fantastic. They're super smooth, plenty of braking power, and the regen they put in it is actually very strong. I was actually very worried that there was going to be no regen in this, considering the price, but the regen is actually just the right amount. It's not too much, and the overall braking power is perfect. And just again, it's insane how smooth this scooter is. Which brings me to my next thing, the acceleration and everything. You know, the overall, these displays are used in so many scooters, but this one feels different than the other ones, because even though it's an LH100, it's so smooth. And I think that has to do with it being a 52 volt. Sometimes the 60 volt and up scooters are very powerful in terms of just acceleration and almost jerkiness when you hit the throttle, especially when you have it fully charged on mode 3. But here, because it's 52 volt, you're not getting that whole, go. Instead, you're just getting a nice acceleration, but still it would keep up with everything. And I think that's what I love so much about this scooter, because the 010X is 52 volt, 2000 watts. This is 52 volt, 32, I think. It's not 36, it's 3200 watts. And that little 1200 watt power does make a difference. And a couple other little things I love. I love the handlebar grip on it in the back of the scooter. It's great for lifting it. It's a nice handlebar, and it's great for your feet positions too. Usually I swap between having both my feet on the deck flat, and then one above the handlebar grip. So that's a very well done design. And of course it's got turn signals and brakes. And those are actually pretty well done too. A lot of scooters to this day still don't have turn signals, so for them to include that for the price, I really can't complain. But just like with everything, not everything is quite perfect with it, so I'm going to go ahead and get into things that I don't like. The biggest thing I'll get out of the way, and again, I'm honest, I'm going to tell you what's going on. The voltage reader is not accurate. So a lot of times with these scooters, and something the 010X does do better, is along with the display, there's also a separate voltage reader. And that voltage reader is actually pretty damn exact because it's hooked up right to the battery. The problem with the display is that even though it shows my voltage, which is very nice because I need to know how much battery I truly have, it's not directly hooked up to the battery. It's actually just reading it from the controller, so it's not exactly accurate. And so this is a bad thing, because one day I was riding, I was at roughly 48 volts, which I think is like around 20-30%, and just all of a sudden, boom, it died. It just randomly died. There's no warning, and I thought I blew up the motor or controller, but sure enough, it was just a dead battery, because the moment I plugged the charger in, it made this little like ba-ding noise, and we were good to go. So it's really kind of crazy, because you would think they would give you some kind of warning, because usually a lot of times these scooters will go into what we call limp mode, in a sense where when the battery just gets so unbelievably low, it'll go like 5-10 miles an hour max, especially for these high-powered scooters. But I was still rocking in the 30s. In fact, my scooter died when it hit 30, when I was at 30 miles an hour. So there's no cutoff, which is really concerning because, you know, that's very dangerous. You know, I'm very lucky I wasn't on a road when that happened, for crying out loud. I was just driving around the neighborhood street. I still had to get picked up, but just overall, that is not a good thing at all. And most likely I will get a voltage reader installed on the scooter, because they sell them universally, and I have a buddy that can do it for me. And honestly, besides that, there really isn't a whole lot else to fully complain about. Little nitpick stuff is when you fold the scooter, which is a very nice feature to have, of course, it doesn't snap into place. Even the Torsor X13, for it being a 120-pound scooter, still had a locking mechanism when the handlebars were down all the way to the deck. But here they don't, so it just kind of likes to move all over the place. It's very tough sometimes to lift when I'm trying to put it in a car, because I have to hold it very specifically. It doesn't really work too well. But again, that's just little nitpicky stuff. Really, the voltage reader is my only main complaint about the scooter overall, and I honestly think for what it is beyond worth the price. And considering they gave me 2 3-amp-hour chargers, an air pump, you know, just everything about it, I've really enjoyed. And I truly do think that this is probably not only one of the best Alibaba scooters that I've purchased, but one of the best scooters you can buy for yourself. It's got just the right amount of speed, you know, 35-40 miles an hour. It's got pretty good range, you know. Usually for me, it's anything from 25 to 30 miles, which to some people that may be bad, but considering I weigh 230 pounds for a 52-volt scooter, it's about to be expected. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. But overall, this is seriously a really cool scooter. I'll have the link in the description down below for you guys to check it out. And again, I think for the price, you are getting a lot. It's not one of those you get what you pay for, you know, it's going to be crap. I actually genuinely think this is a good scooter. I wish they would implement a actual voltage reader on the scooter rather than just off the display, because that can be inaccurate, and for mine it's really inaccurate. But just overall, this is a really nice buy, and I highly recommend it to anyone. But I would like to thank you all so much for watching. I'm really glad I could get this video out for you guys. And, oh, what do you think about these shades? I'm kind of digging them, and I think I got a couple other pairs that I can wear. I'm kind of digging the style. You know, J&M Productions has to do a little bit of a revamp, you know. But we're so excited. We actually got a couple videos we're working on. We're actually going to start doing some film reviews and some discussions. So be on the lookout for those. But we're really happy to be back. And if you enjoyed, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content. And as always, we will see you in the next J&M Productions video. Peace.